Hey guys, it's Michael from Love 42 Productions, and today I wanted to show you guys a few tests that I've been running. I'm making a documentary with some colleagues called Calcutta is My Mother. It's going to be shot in India this summer, and so as the director, producer, I am having to really go through a lot of lenses to choose which ones I want to use for the documentary. We decided to go with the Panasonic GH4 for our camera. And, you know, I don't need to go over why it's a great camera. Almost everybody agrees that it's phenomenal. And we really love the images, the video that's coming out of it. It's got a very good look, especially when it's brought from 4K down to 1080p. But it brought us some unique challenges. And one of the challenges was that with the Micro Four Thirds system, we needed we really wanted an extra stop of light as well as a wider field of view. And so the only thing to do that was the idea of a focal reducer. There's a couple options for focal reducers that we looked at. One that you're probably familiar with is the Metabones, and that runs about $600. It is the only focal reducer on the market with electronics. So if you want to use your modern glass, it is going to be the only option. The other option is what I have in my hand right now, and this is kind of a generic one. It doesn't have electronics, but in all of my testing, other than that, there's really very little difference. And I'm sure some people will disagree with me on that, but I've seen multiple tests. I've run multiple tests side by side with the Metabones, and the only difference I can see is just a tiny bit wider field of view with the Metabones. The focal quality is the same, wide open, it looks the exact same. And I want to tell you something, if you're going to buy one of these, almost all of them are exactly alike. I've owned multiple ones, and they're coming out of the same factory in China. I'm almost 100% sure. They come in the same packaging no matter what the company is. So that's that. And with that, we chose, because we're shooting a documentary, if you're shooting professional video, you're going to be shooting manual. That's just kind of the way it is. And so we decided, with the minimal benefit that you would get from having a Metabones, and you're paying around $600 for it compared to about $100 for this, we decided to go with the generic focal reducer and shoot with that. The unique problem that causes us is that with a generic focal reducer, you have to have a manual aperture. There are limited amounts of lenses on the market right now that offer manual apertures. The main ones you can find are the Canon FD, which we're starting to test now, and we'll have a test on YouTube and Vimeo on our channel soon with FD lenses. But the other one that is for this test is Nikkor. We decided to take 3 Nikkor zoom lenses. The first one is a 35-70, very inexpensive lens. It's this right here, 35-70, f3.3 to 4.5. It cost me about $30 on eBay. And the second lens is a Nikkor 24-120, f3.5 to 5.6. And that'll cost you anywhere from $80 to $100 on eBay or KEH. The third one is what Nikkor considered their professional lens. So you'd have found it in the bag of professionals back in the day. And that's the Nikkor 35-70 f2.8 constant aperture. What I did with these lenses is I decided to take them out and shoot them completely stop down outside for some different shots. And then I had my daughter and her friend do random poses, and I test them inside. The real difference that you'll see between the lenses is inside. I think there's minimal difference, but I want to let you decide for yourself. So go ahead and take a look, and after this runs, I'll be back. So as you're looking for these lenses on eBay, KEH, wherever you're buying from, hopefully that gives you an idea of what each of these is going to give you. I think my takeaway from it was, if you're going to shoot outside a lot, if you don't need a really fast lens, well, fast that's also clear, then that cheap lens, the 35-70 f3.3 AF, I mean, it's a great deal for that much money. I mean, you can buy it for nothing, and it looks pretty good outside, pretty comparable. Some people might argue with me, but I could see, maybe there is difference, but very, very minimal. Once you get inside, and you guys saw those pictures of my daughter and her friends, you can really start to tell the difference. And also, I'll tell you this, when I got it into Premiere Pro and started to push I was trying to equal out the lighting and the exposure. And once I started to push that around, it's really, really hard to push that cheap lens. The other lenses do much better. They look much better, and you can do more things with them. But and I didn't know that until I got in there and started to work with that cheap lens. So I think that's the takeaway. If you're going to be shooting inside quite a bit, or if you need the flexibility to kind of do whatever you want, then the mid to higher range are better. Although I think a couple of the middle aperture stops to me looked a little bit clearer on the cheap one than the mid-range or the expensive one. So anyway, it's just a matter of taste. It's a matter of what you need the lens for, and I can't obviously make that decision for you. I can only make it for myself. But I wanted to also, I've got one more test that I did after these other ones, and this one was of this lens right here. This is also a very inexpensive lens. It costs about the same as the 35-70 f3.3 AF. And what this is this is a Nikkor 35-70 3.5 to 4.8. And it doesn't say AF or anything. That's just what it says, just what I said. It's 35-70 3.5 to 4.8. So I will let you guys actually see the test that I did. I didn't take this one outside, but because I didn't see as much difference with the cheaper one as the expensive one outside. So I only ran the test inside, and I'll go ahead and let you guys look at it right now. So to me personally, I think that this lens, the 35-70 3.5 to 4.8, and again, it doesn't say anything else. You'll see some people on eBay saying that this is an AIS lens. I don't know. All I know is that's what it says on it. But I think this lens is far better than the 3.3. There's no point. The 3.3, f3.3 sounds good. This lens, it sounds great because it seems like it's getting more light than this one. But I will tell you from my test, this 3.5, f3.5 to 4.8 gives you better depth of field. And to me, it's far better wide open than this 3.3 to 5.6. So, and all the way through, almost, I mean, f8 is not very good at this with this one. But if you want a cheap lens, this was the same price. It's $30. If you want a cheap lens that's going to give you, pretty decent results, comparatively speaking, I would go for the 35-70 3.5 to 4.8 instead of the 35-70 3.3 to 4.5. All right, I hope you guys found this informative, and if you are interested in any of those lenses, I've included links below. Please click on those. It helps me out and helps me make these, and it helps me be able to go and make documentaries and do cool stuff. So click on those, check them out. Even if you're not going to buy them, just clicking on it helps me out. All right, until next time. Thanks, guys.